A recent YouGov poll shows that most Britons think the Labour government is sleazy. Despite their promises of integrity and transparency, it seems the Labour Party isn't living up to expectations. Is this a worrying sign for Keir Starmer's leadership? Let's get into it. The latest YouGov poll reveals that 59% of Britons believe the Labour government is sleazy. For a party that campaigned on cleaning up politics, these numbers are a significant blow. What's even more telling is that only 15% of respondents think the Labour government is not sleazy at all, meaning the vast majority have at least some doubts about their integrity. Breaking it down by political allegiance, it's clear that Conservative and Reform UK voters are the most critical, but even among Labour's own supporters, a sizable percentage isn't convinced of the party's transparency. This raises serious questions about Labour's ability to maintain the moral high ground they once claimed. Part of what's driving this perception is the string of controversies surrounding Labour's top brass. Reports of Keir Starmer and other senior figures accepting significant gifts from donors have left many questioning whether Labour is any different from the Conservative government they criticised so harshly. Starmer's attempt to address this by returning some of the gifts seems to have done little to shift public opinion. On the topic of who do the public see as sleazier, Labour or the Conservatives, the following question was asked. Comparing the current Labour government to the previous Conservative government, do you think they are more or less sleazy than the last Conservative government, or about the same? A whopping 53% said the Labour government were either more sleazy or about the same. Only 33% thought they were less sleazy. The poll then asked, comparing Keir Starmer as Prime Minister to how Rishi Sunak did as Prime Minister, do you think he is more or less sleazy than Rishi Sunak, or about the same? 58% answered more sleazy or about the same, with only 28% selecting less sleazy. But when comparing Keir Starmer against Boris Johnson, the answer is significantly more one-sided, with nearly half, 45%, saying that Starmer is less sleazy than Johnson, against a quarter, 25%, who feel Starmer is the sleazier of the two. What does this mean for Labour's future? The poll results suggest that many Britons are already disillusioned with the party's promises of transparency. If Labour can't turn this perception around, they might struggle to maintain their lead in future elections. The big question is, can Labour rebuild public trust, or will they fall into the same cycle of scandal that plagued the Tories? The Labour government's image has taken a hit, and the poll numbers show that many Britons aren't buying their promises of reform. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. As always, stay informed, stay engaged, and make sure that your voice is heard.